Okay, face sounds good. So we need to do the block colours for the face before we start doing any like proper shading. So when you do whites of the eyes, they're not fully white. They've got like a yellowish tint, bluish tint. She looks incredibly silly without any hair. I will give I will admit that. And I figured out that by moving my monitor and stuff, that when I like lean down and focus on what I'm drawing, you can still technically see me. So thank you to whoever it was that pointed out that was an issue. Sorry it took me like an extra week to figure out a decent alternative, but we've done it now. Oh, well, I'm glad you're getting some rest, and I hope that they're not too much of a curve to adjust to. And I started some new ones not long ago. They hit me really hard. The doctor was like, yeah, please don't hate me. I was like, I will in fact hate you. And we can't do blue because her skin's blue. Red's just going to make her look evil. But I'm intrigued, so we'll give it a try. As always, we know I like to use my shading brush, conveniently labelled shading brush. Yeah, I'm thinking she looks so weird without any of the features. I'm thinking the red's like quite nice and like sweet, like a cherry, like you've said. Very pixie. I thought it might make her look a bit evil, but it hasn't really had that effect, which I'm quite grateful for. I just feel like I need to whiten her eyes some more whilst they're like... We'll see when we've done the rest of the face, because I can always come back and fix it later. So at the moment I just feel like she's had way too much caffeine. So she looks like a student that's got a deadline the next day and just like bloodshot eyes. Well, yes and no. I don't drink caffeine, so it's safe to say we are absolutely fine there. But also, I have stayed up for too many nights without sleep and looked just like a problem, really. Giving a nice dark ring around the edge. Not everyone has those like rings, but I just think they're really aesthetically pleasing, so that's what we're doing. Also guys, just a reminder, this is something we are drawing for my Patreon. Yeah, see, we could give her little ones to show more of her really cool eye colour, but that is really quite scary. Okay, I'm gonna change to the ink Pandani. I want something that's not like a really sharp edge brush. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my studio pen to do the circle, and then I can go back and rough it up. Boink. Okay, let's go in with the mask tool. Remember, this way I get to keep the things I've actually sketched out as a reference, but I can see what it looks like with them done. A very, very handy tool. It is all in the details. Sometimes you can get lost in the details on like a drawing like this, because like you're not going to see You can barely see the pupils in her eyes this far out, let alone like a reflection or something, but let me live my life. This is Lily. She's a lily. We were very creative with her name. So that is now plant number 5. And I've lived here 3 weeks? 4 weeks? 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks tomorrow I've been living here. I have a plant for every week that I've been here, and then a spare. Look at this little face and tell me that you wouldn't give them a home. Not me smudging my lipstick because I'm playing with plants. I'm trying to decide if it should be blue, because her skin, and then the lashes should be green. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, well I can change the colours once I've already drawn it, so it's fine. Oops. I always forget to put the glove on. The little silly glove. I was like, why am I struggling to do this? I didn't have my glove on, so I couldn't lean on the screen. Let's go super dark brown. Brown? Green. Green is nowhere near brown. I don't know what I was talking about. I am so sorry. Don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, I think my brain went to brow for like eyebrow, and then it just ended with brown because it knew that I was meant to be talking about colour. It's really hard to tell what I'm looking at without the hair. Kind of want to redo those brows without the like background to them. I guess we should give her the rest of her face. Arguably, if you think she deserves to have the rest of her face, that is. She hasn't really contributed anything to society yet, so... I don't know, I've got Hannah Montana stuck in my head now. Nothing about any of this screams Hannah Montana. And yet, I've got the climb in my head now. So there's that. Okay, so her lips are going to have to be blue as well, because skin. Let's get the basic shape down, and we can go from there. There will be some bits left that I don't draw any shading on, and the reason for that is we've put this base colour down already, so I don't need to go over it entirely. It will be included. Does anyone else find it really funny the way they look before, you know, like when you remove sections? Yes, we're having a home-cooked dinner. I was very lucky. They cooked me lunch as well. Got this bright highlight on her face. Her hair's going to cover most of it. Oh, if you're comfy, then there's just... You don't have to get up, you know? There's no one here to force you to get up. I certainly won't force you to get up. I actually really do enjoy cooking, but when you're sleepy and when you're comfy, sometimes you just don't want to, and that's valid, you know? That is absolutely fine. do some blending. Gonna blend it all out. Just gonna fill in the top of her egghead. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what I meant before by it doesn't matter that all of this is like over the lines of her face. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this layer down here. Gonna grab this from blocking, unlock it, alpha lock it. As you can see, we overlap things. Now, brilliant tool, love it, favourite thing in the world, clipping mask. Look how that just drags it all into the clean edges we've already drawn out, so we don't have to worry about anything. Then you merge them together. It's now on alpha lock, which means I can do some smoothing of the shading we've just roughly drawn out and make it look a bit more nice. So let's get started. So you want to do little circular motions, but also in the direction of the like curves. Sometimes you need your brush to be really small, sometimes you need it to be really big. I'm going to make it small for these little strands, like these bits that are shadows from the hair strands. And then I make it bigger for these big areas. Now, I use this smudge brush because even though it doesn't make things completely smooth, I actually prefer that because I feel like if they are completely perfectly smooth, you get this really waxy look and it doesn't look, not necessarily realistic, I'm not a hyper-realism artist, but it's kind of in that uncanny valley, kind of weird, like it looks like a wax figure, but not quite a good enough wax figure to fool you into not realising it's a wax figure. So that's why I use like a textured brush for my shading, in case you were wondering why I don't try and smooth out those little textury bits. I may behave in complete madness, but my madness does have a method to it. Sometimes. Most of the time. I think one of the reasons she looks a teeny bit silly still is she hasn't got any nostrils. So she's looking a wee bit like Voldy. Smurf and Voldy crossover. That is exactly what's going on here. I actually kind of like her without the lashes. I think lashes might be too much. We'll see how I feel. I might change the top lash line colour to green so that it just looks like, you know, that illustration style of lashes instead. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel. And again, instead of just using plain black, I'm using a dark blue. Yeah, I think it's so interesting, and thank you for like pointing that out. And you've put that really nicely. For some reason the chat's not showing up on the screen, which is upsetting me. But I think you've put that really, really nicely. I think it's so interesting, and that's why it's so important to like trust yourself and trust the process as you go along. Because when I first started, I kept thinking, oh, this is going terrible, it looks so weird, it looks so bad. But by the time you finish it, you realise that actually it looks right, it looks good. You literally just have to believe in yourself. Okay, just not long enough for me to actually spot it. What am I even working on? The nostrils. See, now we have nostrils, so the nose automatically looks so much better. Oh, thanks. So I didn't really have time to like turn the mic off. If I get rid of the nostrils, look how weird. Literally, this highlights what you're saying. Look how weird her nose looks, and then you turn the nostrils on and boom. Definition. There's still a bit more that I need to like work on. Let's go. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's looking amazing. We're nearly done on the face. This is how we're looking overall. Not a huge amount of progress technically, but we've done a lot. We've done the eye, we've done the entire face basically. And we've done a lot of chatting as well, which is my favourite part, so that's okay. And I kind of want to add... Let's go to the hair again. The hair's in my way. Go away, hair. Yes, chatting is good and it's fun and I love getting people's opinions. Like, Rude Boy 21 helped us pick the eye colour and that we started on the face rather than somewhere else. I just love having this interactive community. And I'm being very gestury. Gestural? Is that a word? I'm not sure. I'm definitely making some things up as I go along. But nobody can tell me off. We'll label this head and we'll put the eyes in the folder as well. Oh, we'll put them in the right place though. And we'll put the lips in there in a second, but not yet. Well, I hope the work goes well and thank you for popping in. I hope to see you again soon. Have a good evening. Hi Susie Q, good to have you here. I'll show you exactly how it's going if you give me just 2 seconds. I haven't given her lashes because they were just looking like spiders and I think she's got this really gentle like aura to her face. She's still quite young. She's not as young as our little gnome we did, but she's still young. So I kind of decided to leave that like illustrative style eyelashes rather than big in your face ones. So we're just adding the final touches to her lips. So I'm adding this darker bit where the two lips meet. Thank you, that's very sweet. And for our really darks, we're actually going to make this a bit darker because the lip in the first place is darker than the rest of her face. There's not a huge amount of shading to be done to the lips. We've already done it in our blocking section where we've made the top lip darker and the bottom lip lighter because the top lip bends away from the light source. It bends down, so it has like a shadow from here. This goes down like this, whereas this comes out, so it's more likely to catch the light. It really took me a while to understand why the top lip would be darker, because I was like, the top lip's higher up, surely it casts a shadow. No, I was being silly. Susie Q, no, we don't have a name. So let's see, what did my plan say? My plan said... Now, I'm not going to delete the colour palette we made because we will use that colour palette for the rest of her skin. As obviously it's all got the same base tones to it, so we should use the same shading colours and such. We did some eyebrows, we did her lips, and then we just shaded her face. This is where we've ended up. Yeah, see, I'm good. I've been a bit poorly, so I did have a little coughing fit earlier, unfortunately. But I'm doing okay. I was thinking about highlighting the tip of her nose, but when I tried to do it earlier, it just didn't look right. I can give it another try. See how it goes. Thank you. I'm very proud of the progress we've made. Thank you, Susie Q. That's very sweet. I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. I am really proud of her. And I'm really proud of us. Let's get ready to rumble, shall we? And I'll see you all again soon. Mwah.